We're only a few days away now from the summer transfer window opening. Actually, no, I've got that wrong. It doesn't. There's 2 transfer windows. So there's a mini transfer window which opens on Sunday, on the 1st of June. It's open for 10 days, right? And then it closes again, and then it reopens on the 16th of June, and it runs right through to the September the 1st, which is the main transfer window. But the signs are looking pretty good at the moment. I've got to be honest. I think that I want to talk about a couple of things. I've got more to talk about in other videos coming in terms of what's coming from ex-director employee in terms of the transfer stuff. But I think the early indications are pretty good. And I want to talk about the goalkeeper situation in a sec. Before I do, though, first of all, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe. It takes 2 seconds to do so. We really appreciate it. Also, hit that like button. We're doing a giveaway. Every month we're going to be giving away signed memorabilia. I talked about it in the last couple of weeks. There was a competition running to the end of the season. It was a predictor for the last 2 weeks of results. And the results are in. And I'm really, really pleased to say that we now have a winner, which is this is on via BETMATE, which is our sponsor. BETMATE, and it's Dar Powell, 1969, who won 50 quid and plus this. This is a bit of confession time as well for me, so you have to just bear with me. But first of all, look at this. A signed JARROD BOWEN shirt. I don't know if you can really see that. And this is where the confession comes in. Because people are looking at it going, what's wrong with this? Why is it looking all odd? It's because it's green screen. So people keep asking me, where did you get these cross hammers from? Where did you buy them from? I haven't. They don't exist. They're not real. So, yeah, it's one of those things. So, yeah, as you can see from here, that's why it's looking a bit odd. Because for some reason, it picks up certain things. It's different colours, a bit odd. But there you go. But that is a signed JARROD BOWEN shirt. You see it's signed there. And that is going to be winging its way to you. So, right. So, basically, Dar Powell, 1969. If you're watching this, please drop me an email, please, on the admin@thewesthamway.com. And then we can get that shirt sent out to you. So, yeah, well done for that. And also, there was other winners. We've got Janet Benstead, Ben Big, 1966. You've got Stu Olay, 1981, and Superhands. I'm guessing that's from Peep Show. Superhands 16 also won a bit of money as well, which is good. So yeah, brilliant. Really, really pleased. Thanks everyone for entering it. And as I say, congratulations to Dar Powell for winning the signed Bowen shirt. Just to say, drop us an email on admin@thewesthamway.com and I'll get that sorted out and sent over to you. Yeah, so excellent. I'm really, really pleased about that. Right, let's talk about West Ham. So an article's come out today, a Daily Mail, regarding West Ham's agenda for this summer and what we're looking to do. I'm still carrying a lot of optimism. I'm going to be honest, going into the summer, into next season. I know that many don't feel that. I know there's a lot of anxiety, and and there is a fair amount for me as well, because I want to make sure, I want to see how we perform in the window. I think that's going to be the key to all of this. But I must say, the early indicators, the players that we're looking at and we're very serious about, I'm really liking. I think it's ticking a lot of boxes. But I want to quickly talk about then what was reported in Daily Mail. So they've turned around and said they were after new midfield, a complete new midfield overhaul, which is absolutely needed. A new strikers to unburden the wingers of having to keep playing there, i.e. JARROD BOWEN, which I think, thank God for that. That's what I want to hear. A ball-playing centre-back, a new goalkeeper. We're going to come to that in a minute. Competition for Wan-Bissaka and also competition for Somerville. This is what we need. This team needs a whole new rebuild. We know that. It's a big, big summer ahead. So I find the early indications quite positive. It's not as if we're targeting players that we don't want to be targeting, or criteria players who don't. I feel like what the club are indicating as the key targets at the moment are looking really good. And I'm hoping as the weeks progress, that's just going to get better and better in terms of who we're targeting. So let's talk about, well, first of all, Liam Delap. That's just come out that he's very close to signing for Chelsea. I feel like we've dropped one there, though. We should have been on that. I just don't understand why we've allowed a player of that quality for 30 million quid to sort of go elsewhere. It doesn't look like we're that interested, to be fair. I know we've shown we've been loosely interested, and apparently, we were willing to speak to the player, whatever. But I don't feel like he was a top priority. So I'm hoping that's an indicator of where other conversations are going with other targets in terms of strikers. But yeah, disappointing. And I'm not convinced it's a great move for him. I'm going to be honest, Delap. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chelsea have only just gone and won the Conference League, of course, which is a shame, wasn't it? Watching them beat Betis and 4-0 in the final. It was very, very disappointing to see, especially with them winning 1-0 at half time. But I had to say, Chelsea's second half performance was pretty impressive, really. They absolutely destroyed Betis, and obviously Manuel Pellegrini wasn't the manager. We know all too well about him and getting hammering, so it wasn't nothing new there. But yeah, it's disappointing to see. But I do still feel like it's a move for Delap. I'm not convinced about. I just feel like going to clubs of that size and the competition there and all that kind of stuff. We've seen it all before, haven't we? These players that go there and struggle and their careers can stall. Not to suggest that West Ham was the best move for him. I just think there are other clubs as well. But had he come to say like West Ham, you just know he's going to be the number one player. But as I've said, I never got the feeling that we were that keen and we were going all out to get him. So, which gives me an indication that we are looking elsewhere. As I said from that list, we are looking for a striker as well. So, but Delap will not be that player. It looks like he's going to be going to Chelsea, as far as according to reports today. Quickly touching on strikers as well, Mikel Antonio, news as well this week that he's training with Jamaica. I've got to be honest, I'm a bit tired of all this Antonio stuff. It's just personal preference. Personal point of view, should I say. I don't get it. I don't get it, this whole Jamaica stuff. I really haven't for quite a long time, even before the accident. I never really understood this constant need to keep travelling across the world, to keep playing in friendlies for Jamaica, especially knowing the fitness of Antonio and the issues he's had and all the things he's had to overcome with his fitness at West Ham. Look, I understand he wants to represent a country. He wants to, and he feels that connection with Jamaica, with his family heritage and stuff. So I'm not trying to knock it, but I just feel like sometimes when you're at this age of of your life and a stage of your career, I do question it sometimes, because how exhausted was Antonio when he kept coming back from these trips. It took him ages to get back up to pace, and we always suffer. I feel like West Ham suffered. Look, Antonio's going to be out of contract, and he hasn't agreed a deal to stay. I know West Ham have tabled a lower term arrangement while he proves his fitness, and that was the indication of what West Ham club were hoping to do. And I understand that the player doesn't want to sign it; he wants a better deal. I'm just disappointed. When I heard about he's now training with Jamaica and wants going to be a part of their friendly. So I know he's not playing the next game, but could possibly be playing in the games after. I'm just finding the whole thing a bit confusing. It sends the wrong message for me. I kind of get when I've read that and I'm seeing that, I just kind of want West Ham to go, do you know what? Let's just call it a day now. Have a nice sign off. Hopefully, you can come back and say farewell properly if you're not going to stay on, because at the end of the day, we need commitment. I mean, next season's a massive season for West Ham. I only want players that are fully committed, and I'm not feeling that with Antonio. I'm feeling there's always one eye on Jamaica all the time, and I just don't agree with it, really, especially after this bloody accident. I think, bloody hell, really, like, you're now going to play more games and travelling more. I think, it's just not for me. Look, I might be misreading the whole thing, but that's how I'm seeing it. It's one I just feel like I can see the end coming now. Which is a shame, because I do love Antonio. He's been such a fabulous player for West Ham, and a huge part of our recent history. And I love the story. Coming from non-league, Tooting and Mitcham, Sheffield Wednesday he went to, and then he went to Nottingham Forest, came to West Ham, and we're talking 10 years at the club now. Amazing servant to the club, top Premier League goal scorer for the club. I mean, I'm not knocking him. Please don't think I am, because I think I absolutely love him, and he's such a likeable character, but I'm not convinced that the commitment to what we need's there. And I've got to be honest, I think it's time to move on anyway. I think before the accident, I was feeling that this is the last season now. And he sees himself, doesn't he, as a player that is better than just someone that can come off the bench. He keeps reiterating that comment, so at that point. So I'm just not buying into that. I just feel like it's a time for a change. And we've seen how ruthless Potter's been already with players that he's been using and been relying on and have played well for him. And he said, no, I want to move on. So I don't see Antonio staying at West Ham. That's my feeling of it, to be honest with you. And as I say, his view on continuing to play for Jamaica just sort of, for me, is that final kind of, draw a line, let us move on. But I want to talk about the goalkeeper situation. There were people that know this channel and watch me and listen to me moaning and whinging about the season about goalkeeper. I will know very well my feelings on it in terms of Areola. I'm not a fan. Don't get me wrong. He's pulled off some great saves for us, and I'm not knocking him. I'm not trying to say he's a bad goalkeeper. I just don't think he's number one. I don't look at him as a player and go, that's the goalkeeper for us for the next 5 to 10 years. It just isn't for me. I just feel like it's an area we really need to upgrade. For me, it's like the cornerstone of a team. When you've got a really good goalkeeper, I think it just resonates with the team. It really sends the right message out because it gives the defence, firstly, confidence. They have to have a good goalkeeper behind them, good communicator. I just feel like it's a really vital position to get it right. And then I feel like once you've then got a confident keeper, a confident defence, it just resonates to the rest of the team. I just think it's something we really need to get right. And I'm hoping that it is a priority for us this summer. I know that there are other positions that are going to be above that, but this is a really good opportunity for West Ham in terms of Kelleher, Irish international, Liverpool goalkeeper who's moving on. He wants to move on. We understand that the price tag's around about 20 million quid. I just think it's a no-brainer for West Ham. I think it's just something we really need to go and get done. As far as we understand it, Brentford and Leeds are the other two teams that are keen, which gives me more hope because I think that West Ham, therefore, are pretty attractive. I would certainly say over Leeds. And I know Brentford have certainly outperformed us in the last couple of seasons overall, but I'm thinking if you're someone like Kelleher and you've got West Ham and Brentford, I think West Ham is very tempting. Big football club, London, a new chapter, a new project going underway. He'll obviously come in straight as the number one keeper. They're not going to label it as that, but let's be honest, he would be. I just think it's a big opportunity for him. And I really hope that if that is the case, it's Brentford, West Ham and Leeds, that I feel like we've got a good chance, actually, of getting him. I haven't had an update from ex-WHU employee on the situation as yet. The only thing I would say is that we know that there is definite interest. That's fact. That's come from X. There is interest. Of course, what we need to take into account is West Ham are getting a new goalkeeper coach, which could delay things a little bit. I hope it doesn't. But I think this is an opportunity. I feel like I talked about this, didn't I, with the Kyle Walker-Peters, which I still hold as well. One, I feel like that's an early deal to get done and it would certainly send the right message. But I feel this one would send a big message. If West Ham were to go and get Kelleher over the line nice and early in this window, I think for fans it would send a really strong signal that we are meaning business. We are able to get the sort of the top targets over the line. And let's get it straight. Like Kelleher as a target, as how he's seen in the market, is, I would say, probably the best Premier League goalkeeper available at the moment. I'm not saying he's the best Premier League goalkeeper, but certainly one that's available now that we know is, Liverpool are going to sell. So for West Ham to go in and get him, I think just sends the right message. It really does. And also with his age, what's he, 25? I think he is. Just check this out. He's 26. He's 26 and 27 in November. That's a good age for a goalkeeper. Let's get it right. I mean, you're talking, another 10 years as a top-level goalkeeper. It's what we need. We need someone we can come in and go, he's reliable. And it just makes such a big difference to our team because I just don't feel like Areola's reliable. That's the only issue. I think he's coming for crosses is questionable. I don't think he's the best communicator at times. We've seen for his distribution, it's terrible at times. I just do not want to keep relying on a second string goalkeeper, our number two, and pretending he's the number one, because I feel like that's what we've been doing throughout the season. And it's no big knock to him. He's a good goalkeeper, but I just feel like at this level, he's a really good number two. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So I really do hope that this is going to move forward. And as I say, the indicator that I like things like this. These are players that I want West Ham to be linked with. And the fact is now this has now been widely reported. And as I say, we've had it confirmed from X as well that we have got a strong interest in him. I really hope we see something get over the line because, my word, that would send a really strong message. And just not just outside of football, for West Ham, for us fans, we need that. We all need it. We need confidence. We need to be believing. We need to be excited for next season. As I say, I've got belief. I've still got that hope that things are going to be better next season. I still feel like they will be. But for that to become more of a confident feeling, we need the deals done. Do you know what I mean? You need those deals done. I just feel like this one would just be a huge tick. It really would. It would send the right message. And also as well, it just sends the right message in that the fact we're able to convince these players to come to West Ham, which I think is another big stumbling block, isn't it? At the moment, you feel like it's a hard sell at the moment. So if Potter is able to go in and sell his project to Kelleher and say, look, you come to West Ham, this is what you're going to be, this is our ambitions, and he signs up to it, I just feel like it's what we need as a fan base. So yeah, as I say, there's going to be more updates from ex-WHU employee. They're going to be coming thick and fast now, but we've got a big update coming later today, I understand it, on Patreon. So on the back of that'll be coming out tomorrow. I'll do a transfer update on that one.